Epilogue. It was late afternoon when Clover landed back on Starland, right behind the hedge maze. Just a few star feet more, and she would have been smack in the middle of the maze. And stars knew how long it would have taken her to find her way out. Smiling, Clover checked her stars app to see if Lady Cordel had called the Star Darlings together for her Wish Blossom presentation. I can't believe it, she thought. I'm the only one to have completed a mission on my own. Sure enough, there was a Star Darlings group holotext waiting. Clover hurried to the cosmic transporter. The transporter moved smoothly, the students seemed fine, and the lights were shining brightly. Everything seems okay, she thought, relieved. Maybe the energy shortage is resolving itself. Wouldn't that be star-amazing? Hey, you! Gemma was rushing around other starlings to catch up to Clover. I'm starmendously happy to see you. Clover grinned. I'm happy to see you too. And to be back. You have to tell me all about it, Gemma said excitedly. I can't believe we didn't even know you went. But first, let me tell you what happened here when... Gemma kept up a steady stream of talk as they approached the headmistress's office, and Clover didn't end up telling her one thing about the mission. That was just as well. Why make her nervous? Surely Gemma's mission would go better. By then, Lady Cordel would have everything under control. And Lady Cordel was in such a tizzy, Gemma was saying. Piper told her you'd left for your mission, and all of a sudden she was rushing around her office like a bloom bug during a full moon. I guess she was really worried about you, Clover, because as soon as she realized you'd taken the backpack and were better prepared, she calmed down a bit. Clover was about to mention that the backpack had been empty anyway, but they were walking into Lady Cordel's office. Piper was waiting at the door. Welcome back, Clover, she said. I was sending you good thoughts from the moment you left the Wish World surveillance deck. You were? Clover exclaimed. Just as I was leaving, I heard a voice giving advice. It said... Clover was cut short, as the rest of the Star Darlings engulfed her in a group hug, chattering excitedly. Come, girls, Lady Cordel said, waving off the Star Darlings as she shuffled over to Clover and awkwardly placed an arm around her shoulders. Job well done. As everyone took their seats, Lady Cordel continued. Star apologies, Clover. I feel terrible you had to leave on your own. Your mission, while a success, was highly irregular. Everything about it, in fact, appears to be a bit off. Your wish blossom opened before you returned, and your power crystal has already been revealed. Clover's heart sank with disappointment. Stop it, Clover, she told herself. The most important thing was a successful mission, and she'd brought back wish energy. Besides, she reminded herself, she'd still get her power crystal. So, will you just give it to me now? She asked. Lady Cordel shook her head sadly. With everything going on, I seem to have misplaced it. I will continue searching, I promise you. It's fine, Lady Cordel, Clover said quickly. She didn't want to add one more worry to the poor woman's list. It's all been so odd anyway. The power crystal can wait. But why was my mission so difficult when Lady Stella hasn't been around to cause trouble? Lady Cordel stepped back, a strange look on her face. What could it be? She whispered. Suddenly, to Clover's shock, she grabbed a star stick from her bun and reached for the backpack. Then she stabbed the star keychain hanging from its loop. A heavy black cloud spilled out from the star. It floated above the Star Darlings' heads until bit by bit it broke apart and disappeared. An icy cold shiver ran down Clover's spine so forcefully that her teeth chattered. Is that negative energy? Clover asked with a gasp. She'd never actually seen it before, never realized it had a color, shape, and form. Negative wish energy, to be exact, said Lady Cordel. Lady Stella created those keychains. Again, star apologies, everyone. I should have realized those could be a danger. Lady Cordel was so visibly upset that it looked to Clover like she might cry. Really, Lady Cordel, she said. Don't worry. Clover paused, staring at Lady Cordel's skirt. Your pocket is glowing, she said. A small but bright purple light was beaming from inside. It's gotta be Clover's power crystal. Cassie rushed over, the other girls right behind her. Lady Cordel reached into her pocket, and there it was, shining for all to see. Oh, my stars, said Lady Cordel, turning the brightest shade of purple Clover had ever seen. Imagine that! I've just been so distracted, I'd forgotten where I'd put it. She handed Clover the crystal without another word. The whole thing was a bit anticlimactic, Clover had to admit. But she had her lovely power crystal, cone-shaped with magenta and mauve swirls, and an exquisitely bright orb dangling from the bottom. It felt smooth and powerful, and holding it gave Clover a sense of strength. See, girls? Everything is falling into place. We are well on our way to returning Starland to its earlier brilliant state. The girls left Lady Cordel's office together, happily talking about the future. And there's still Gemma's mission, said Tessa. That will make everything even better. I know what we should do to celebrate. Astra jumped up and down with excitement. Let's hike up in the Crystal Mountains. The suns will be setting. It will be beautiful. Leona glanced worriedly at her sandals. We'll only go to the foothills, Astra assured her. We don't want to wear anyone out, especially Clover, since she just got back. Tessa ran to the Celestial Cafe to pick up a picnic dinner, and minutes later they were off. The girls followed the trail, talking and laughing and hugging Clover. This is even better than a boring old ceremony, Clover thought. She was having so much fun it took her a few starsecs to realize they'd reached the lookout point. One by one, the Star Darlings took seats along the soft, mossy ledge. Tessa handed out star sandwiches and glimmer chips as everyone gazed at the setting suns. Colors filled the sky like festival of illumination fireworks. Clover, filled with a sense of well-being, put one arm around Astra and the other around Piper. Piper turned to her, a worried expression on her face. I had a dream just like this. I have a strange feeling. Something's about to happen. Stop it, Piper, Clover said, laughing. You heard Lady Cordel. Look, Piper said quietly, pointing to the view. Clover gazed over the city and town spread below, and suddenly she saw it too. The lights were flickering. The Star Darlings' voices trailed off as one by one they noticed it. Then, suddenly, the lights were snuffed out. All was dark. Oh, Starf, said Clover. Things aren't better. They're way worse. She had a sudden horrible thought. What if Starland faded so much that wishlings stopped making wishes at all? What would happen then? The temperature dropped, and she shivered. She'd keep her frightening thoughts to herself for now. Sage jumped to her feet. Everybody, let's get out of here and go someplace warm. My room. The girls hurried down the hill, hugging themselves for warmth, relieved when they reached Sage's room. Clover sat on Sage's comfortable round bed. The room was homey, decorated in soothing shades of lavender, with a holo-photo album running pictures of her life in Starland City. She saw Sage posing with her younger twin brothers. "I'm more worried than I was before," Cassie said with a shake of her head. "I just don't know what to think anymore." "Well, I'll tell you," Scarlet said heatedly. "Nothing has changed. Lady Stella is evil, and things are getting worse even after Clover brought back all that wish energy." Suddenly, Astra gasped, pointing at the holo-photos. "Oh my stars! I just saw the woman who's been plotting with Lady Stella." "What are you talking about?" Sage asked. "Show us." She rewound the pictures with a flick of her wrist. "Stop!" Astra ordered. "There she is. That's the woman who's been meeting with Lady Stella. They've been working together for stars know how long." The holo-photo showed a woman in a purple cloak standing next to a laboratory table. Sage stared at the picture, shaking her head wordlessly. "What's wrong?" Cassie cried. "We've made a big mistake," Sage said dully. "Lady Stella can't possibly be evil. I know that woman really well." She raised her head, and her lavender eyes glittered. "She's my mother.